Hey guys, I'm going to attempt to make some tuna treats or tuna cookies for dogs that I discovered a recipe online that it seems like most dogs really like, and I've given it to a few friends and they wanted a video. So I figured while I'm making them that I would make a video along with it. 1 can of just everyday tuna in vegetable oil. You're going to use all the contents of the can along with 1 egg and 1.5 cups to 2 cups of flour. Then you can flatten it out, cook it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes or until it's done to the crispiness that you like. My dog likes them a little bit softer, a little bit moister, tends to get better retention. But I went out and invested in some shapes. So there's molds you can get that are oven safe. There's a couple for dogs specifically. I also shopped Goodwill and found like a tin that's got like seashells. So I'm going to try this one out. I've never tried this before. I've got tons of different sizes, shapes, and different stuff because I'm going to make 2 batches. Because I'm trying something new. I looked for a healthier formula. So instead of just regular generic flour, I'm going to go with coconut flour that's healthier, and it's supposed to be better if they have gluten or any kind of like allergic reactions to traditional flour. And instead of eggs, I'm actually going to use banana. So I took the banana because on rover.com it says that the banana peel can make your dog sick. So I took the banana out of the peel and cut it up into small pieces to put in the blender with everything else. I always put in a little bit of extra olive oil in addition to the oil in the can just so it doesn't stick, so it's a lot easier. And I'm going to mix in a little bit of salmon oil that has glucosamine and chondroitin. This is because my dog's got hip dysplasia and she doesn't seem to notice when I put just a little bit. There's no flavor difference. And just to top it off, we may put in some omega-3 just for health, just a splash or two. But what we're going to do, first and foremost, I've already done the difficult part of removing the top to the tuna can. So you're going to take all of the contents of the tuna and we're going to pour it into the container for the blending. It's okay if I don't get all of it. I'll put the can down for her to like clean. That'll make her happy. And I said we're going to make 2 batches, so I have 2 cans ready to go. Blend it. We may as well blend it all together at the same time. To puree it and liquefy it, make sure that it's as watery as possible so when I add it with the flour there's no lumps or anything like that. I'm going to take my pieces of banana and put them in there. I'm not going to add the flour until later. Made that mistake the first time I made the treats. If you put it in the blender, it gets really thick, it's sticky, it can break your blender, especially if you have a cheap Walmart blender like I have. So we're going to put that in there. Like I said, we're going to top it off with some olive oil. A bit of oil just to keep it all from sticking. Probably oil the pans too to make sure they come out easily. And then I'm going to use a little bit of my glucosamine and chondroitin salmon fish oil and just a tab of the omega-3s, and then we're ready to blend. You can find these recipes online really easily. This is just homemade. I was experimenting, combining a bunch of different recipes to try to come up with a healthier version. The dog really likes just about anything. I put green beans in there and other vegetables, and because the tuna overwhelms it, she eats it just fine. But one of the neighbor dogs that loves the just tuna alone, when I combine the green beans, turned the treats down. So it did notice the difference. So that's a personal choice. I'm going to go ahead and liquefy this all now. Put it on chop first to break it down, then puree it, then liquefy it. bananas really have this thicker than I'm used to, so I'm going to add a little bit more oil just to liquefy it a little bit more. Can't hurry, it'll just make it stick less to the pan. Now, like I said, I haven't tried this before with the eggs. It said to use half of a regular sized banana per egg. So since I made 2 batches, that'd be 2 eggs using an entire banana. I did also find out that if you don't put enough flour in, it gets really sticky. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of flour. I add flour usually as needed. It says about 1.5 cups. I usually kind of eyeball it at this point because if you put 1.5 cups in, it's still pretty sticky and you generally have to add more once your hands are all dirty. So I'm going to put some in the bottom. Take our lovely liquefied mix here. Pour in the mix. My dog also loves to lick the, she gets a little bit of an overload when we do the baking of the unmixed, just like a little kid. Take the blades out so she doesn't cut herself. She just found the cans I put out for her. She can kind of hear her licking on them right now. Get as much of that in there as we can. Since we know we're going to need probably close to 3 cups of flour because we're making 2 batches, I'm going to put some more in. Again, I've never worked with the coconut flour before, so I don't know how this is going to work. But if you have too much flour, it's better than having not enough, because it just gets kind of powdery. You can always add water or oil to soften that up. I like to do it by hand. Some people use a spoon or whatever. If you don't have the molds, you're eventually going to flatten this out on a piece of like non-stick or parchment paper. For me, I'm going to just take little balls and put them in the molds, pre-existing molds. And for eyeballing it, we did pretty good because it's not sticking very much to my hands. So I use an olive oil, non-stick spray, just regular. Spray the tin, just so they're easy to take out. Since I know I'm going to make little dog shapes, I'm going to do those too. I've got the oven preheated right now at 350 degrees. So when we get these ready, we can just pop it in. It takes 20 or 30 minutes. Despite what the recipes online say, they're sort of underfiguring for 350 degrees. If you want them to be crispy, it's going to probably take you closer to 30 minutes. Some of the recipes say like 5 minutes. They'll be way undercooked and doughy. Normally, it's a really strong tuna smell when I make these. These actually have kind of a pleasant banana aroma to them in addition to the tuna. Hopefully the dog feels the same way. The tuna treats are a great training tool for the dog. My dog will do almost anything for him. The neighbor dog that won't eat any food outside of its regular diet, won't take any treats from anyone else, goes crazy. Mine's a yellow lab. It's about 2.5 years old. I've got friends who also have labs, Weimaraners, Dobermans. They'll beg for them like they're a drug. So it makes for a great training tool. When you buy the molds, there's specific silicone molds that say that they're oven safe. Be careful of the temperature they say, because they're pretty accurate. The dog ones we got were accurate, I think, up to 400 degrees. I haven't had any problem with them melting in the oven, but if you look at my other molds, the ones that I picked up at Goodwill and I don't know the temperature on, they started melting in the oven. So I have to be careful using them. If I want to use it, want to maintain the shape, but don't want to risk melting it in the oven, you can put it in the microwave for like 30 seconds and that solidifies the shape. And then take them out of the mold, put them on like a regular baking sheet, and they'll maintain that same shape and size. I like, Christmas cookie cutters and stuff. I've got pretty much every size and shape you can imagine, just to play around. Not that the dog cares, but it's just more interesting, especially when you take them out and show them off. And we're back. So I cooked them for about 15-20 minutes in the metal pan, and this is what we came out with. It's a little crispy. Princess Buttercup, my lab, definitely loved licking the blender clean. But just to give you kind of an idea, this is the pan version, all done and a little bit crispy. So those are a little bit more crunchy. We'll make these a little bit more tender. Went ahead and filled the bones. We're going to get those ready for the oven. They're oven safe silicone. We've got our paws. And just to finish off our second batch, we also had some little penguins. So we're going to make little tiny penguins, which, well, they're actually the biggest treats, but they don't melt. So we're going to take those, put those in the oven, and then once they cool off, we can try them out with the dog, and let me know what you think. And here's the final result. Once you pull them out, we got some bones, some paws, some penguins. You want to let them cool off so your dog doesn't burn their mouth. These came out first. I didn't cook them as long, so they're not as crispy. But now for the test. Buttercup, sit. Good girl. Stay. Stay. Wait. Wait. Give me 5. Nope. Give me other hand. Give me 5. Good girl. Give me 5. Good girl. Stay. Stay. There you go. Good girl. Good girl. Do you like it? You like your tuna? You want more, don't you? Next time. Later. Good girl. Say goodbye. Good girl. If you'd like us to do more videos, we do make freezer pops for the summertime and some other treats and stuff. So like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll make some more better quality, not last minute videos. I think we're going to make a target of 5,000. If we get 5,000, then we'll start putting out videos on a consistent basis, because it'll show that people are interested. Thanks for tuning in, and enjoy your tuna treats.